Hi guys, this is One in a Million and welcome to another video. In today's special episode, we're going to be going over my astrological chart while being one with nature as we visit Legg Lake and all the animals that inhabit it. So I'm drinking some boba from Boba Avenue in Alhambra, I believe the location was. And then I'm eating their small bucket of popcorn chicken. This is the small one because it doesn't come with rice and it's huge.
Delicioso!
Today I decided, because I'm always in front of my computer working and I'm just sick of being at home and always having a screen before my eyes, I decided to have a different screen, the camera screen instead. And I decided to come today to one of my favorite parks to visit Legg Lake. It's really calm, serene. It gives me the vibe I'm looking for. I love this place. It's just like a great place to go to for like a little calm, leveled hike. There's like Canadian geese everywhere, as you can probably hear. Just chilling with all my bird buddies. If you are looking to just have a nice walk with pretty scenery and you're in the San Gabriel Valley area, highly recommend Legg Lake. It's pretty popular. I've been here before 2 times and this is my 3rd time. And now that I'm living closer to it, you know, I decided to stop by. And I thought, why not talk about my horoscope chart and go through it with you guys. I actually did a horoscope reading chart video for you guys, but I filmed it 3 years ago. And unlike my ancestrydna.com video, it had a lot of pretty outdated references that I was like, I don't think I can really edit this to fit 2023's format of YouTube videos now. Especially vlog style or even just sit down talking style, nobody really does those anymore. There's a little bit of variety, right, with vlogs. So I decided, why not try again? I don't know if you guys have heard of this app, but the app I use is CoStar. This is not sponsored. This is just an app that I really like. Should I be sponsored? Yes. CoStar, reach out to me. Basically, here's my chart. It shows 1 through 10, my different houses, which means the higher it is, the number 1 house is my strongest sign or my strongest planet. I love that I'm competing with the geese here. They're getting territorial. Basically, the higher the house and the smaller the number, 1, house number 1 is the number 1 zodiac sign that you come off as most. So mine obviously is my ascendant and it's Cancer. Cancer, especially for a woman, portrays me as very cutesy and feminine, which I feel like I definitely show off, especially when it comes to being cutesy, acting cutesy around my loved ones. And overall, I feel like I definitely embrace my adorable persona and I like kawaii things, so it makes sense. Sorry guys, my camera died and I had to go get more batteries in my car, and then when I came back, a family stole my table, and so I decided to upgrade to one that just had balloons on it. They're not my balloons, but they're mine now, I guess, until I leave. But anyway, let's continue where we were at. It says, my ascendant is the mask I present to people. It can be seen in your personal style and how you come off to people when you first meet. Some say it becomes less relevant as you get older. It changes every 2 hours. What? I didn't know that. Oh, every 2 hours. So if you were born at 10 and then you have someone born the same day at 12 or 1, then it's a different ascendant. Your ascendant is in Cancer, meaning you come across as gentle, Intuitive, warm, though some may regard this as overly emotional or sensitive to criticism.
Are you trying to hurt my feelings? Because if so, you are succeeding.
But then also in my number 1 house is my Mars.
Mars crystal power! Make up!
Basically, Mars is the planet of aggression. It determines how you assert yourself, take action, and the energy that surrounds you, particularly in your sex life, your ambitiousness, and when you're angry. So basically saying that I have a Mars in Leo is that, like, I'm very assertive and I'm very ambitious. And I mean, you know, like any good Leos love to command attention and be like the leader and things like that. So while my first impressions for people is that I'm cute and adorable and feminine, I'm also very like aggressive, assertive, like strong personality. And that's kind of how I come across. I've been told things like, oh, like I remember in college, I've had people tell me like, oh, Amelia, like when you walk into a room, like the room lights up, which was very nice to hear. And it's kind of awkward to repeat because I don't know, I feel like I try not to take compliments too seriously, try not to let it go to my head because compliments are very like person specific, but that is a very nice thing to hear. And I do feel like that's a little bit of the Leo coming out. So my second house is my moon in Virgo, and your moon is basically like who you are when you're by yourself, when you're alone, like your true self. And it makes sense because Virgos are very like, is there a kookaburra around here? That's so funny. I hope you guys can hear like the wildlife going crazy in the background because it kind of like sets the mood. Like the squirrels are going up the trees, the geese are over here being fed by the kids. Yeah, there's a lot of craziness going on and I actually love it. But let's go back to this. So having your moon in Virgo, your moon rules your emotions, moods, and feelings. This is the sign you most think yourself as, since it reflects your personality when you're alone or deeply comfortable. So basically says that I'm a bundle of nerves and I struggle with being nitpicky, which makes sense because like especially at work and like in my home, I like things to be the way I like them to be. Like deep down, like I like my work to be a certain way. I think that's why I'm a YouTuber. I think that's why I'm in social media, why I have my own company, why I give people feedback. Like I know what I want and I can express that. And also like, for example, with my YouTube edits, I know editing my YouTube video is very complicated, so that's why I do it myself. Not that I would, like I really enjoy it. But I feel like it'd be hard to hire someone to edit my YouTube videos if they can't exactly mimic my style, because I know it's a lot. I know it's not very like easy edits. And if you're not familiar with the YouTuber style of editing, it's hard to do or to replicate. But I mean, basically, you know, I feel like if you know the YouTuber style of editing, it's like that. You just have to be like very like particular. And like for me, I think my Virgo comes out when I treat all my work as like, I want to be able to show this off and be proud of my work. So I want all of my work to look good, even if it's like for a particular client or a particular subject that I wouldn't necessarily want to promote myself as doing or being in charge of. But I feel like it's good to have a little bit of everything in your portfolio. So, I like being able to just show off like, oh my God, look at this video. Oh my God, look at this graphic that I made. It's so cool, right? So even I think having this conversation with you guys is very Virgo. The next planet would be my third house, and it's Jupiter in Libra. I actually don't know much about Jupiters because when it comes to charts, usually people care about ascendant, the moon, like obviously your sun sign, and mine is in Taurus, but we haven't gotten there yet. Maybe your Mars and your Venus and Mercury because it's communication. But in terms of the other bigger planets, like the bigger they get, the least important they are because you share them more with like people that were born like in your same year or in the 10-year range in which you were born. So more people have the same like zodiac sign in that planet, if that makes sense. But let's see here what it says. One of the 2 social planets, Jupiter, rules idealism, optimism, and expansion. I'm gonna eat some chicken in the meantime because this is my lunch and I am getting hungry. One of the 2 social planets, Jupiter, rules idealism, optimism, and expansion. It's also very philosophical. Your Jupiter in Libra means you grow and find understanding through harmony, balance, seeing both sides of a situation. Because it's in my 3rd house, it means I find success through things I know and I'm familiar with. That makes sense, because I mean, I'm finding success in social media, and social media is like all I do in my free time. Like literally you can find me doom scrolling on the toilet for hours, so TMI, but you know, honesty is a virtue. So my 4th house is Scorpio and Pluto. And Pluto is the one that I share the most with people. Let's see. Oh wow. Pluto stays in each sign for up to 30 years. So in the year I was born, there's like a range of 30 years, and I share Pluto and Scorpio with all those people in the 30-year span. It means it rules a generation more so than a person. It rules power, intensity, obsession, and control. Your Pluto's in Scorpio means your generation's psyche is comparatively passionate, intense, serious, private, self-obsessed, and perceptive. Because it's in my 4th house, it means I personally am transforming outdated structures of the home and family. And that makes total sense, because if you see movies these days, like Everything Everywhere All at Once, Turning Red, and a lot more I'm missing. I think there's 3 other family, like breaking generational family trauma movies. And that totally makes sense, because like I feel like millennials and like older Gen Zs are kind of connected in the fact that we all share the fact that we are all being psychologized. We are like acknowledging our wounds and our family's mistakes, and we're choosing to be better and not continue the cycle. So, and also, you know, we grew up with a bunch of franchises that just made us think like we are the protagonist here to save the world, starting off with like probably Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter and the Hunger Games and even Twilight maybe, I don't know, but you know, around that time all these franchises came out where it was like very strong characters going on adventures and being the chosen one. So I feel like we all grew up with that mentality, and having our Pluto and Scorpio only kind of helped that. I feel like the universe like worked in a way to like make that all connect, you know what I mean? And then for some reason I don't have a 5th house. I don't know how that works. I love astrology, don't get me wrong, but I'm not an expert, so you know, this is just me talking with you guys based on what I know and having fun with it. So my 6th house is Neptune and Uranus are both in Capricorn. Now those are also faraway planets, so those aren't as like evaluated. Like people don't say, oh, my Neptune is in this, my Uranus is in that. But yeah, let's see what it says. Uranus in Capricorn stays in each sign for 7 years, means it rules a generation more than a person also. See what I mean? It rules innovation, rebellion, and progression. Your Uranus is in Capricorn, meaning other generations are shocked by your generation's sense of responsibility, seriousness, rationality, and hunger for power. Again, makes sense, especially being furthered and pushed to the next level by the fact that we grew up with franchises where the protagonist was the chosen one and we identified with them. Neptune in Capricorn. Neptune stays in each sign for around 14 years, meaning it rules a generation more than a person. It rules dreams, imagination, and the unconscious. Your Neptune is in Capricorn, meaning your entire generation finds inspiration through hard work, responsibility, seriousness, and ambition, which makes sense why we're all depressed and stressed out and suffering from chronic pain, because all we do is work and be proud of the fact that we are overworked and be stressed and go to therapy for it. And yeah, not good. It's good to take time for yourself and be healthy, eat healthy, live healthy. As I'm eating popcorn chicken for lunch and drinking boba while talking to you guys. Don't skip meals, guys. It's something that I feel like a lot of us in the same age range can identify with. My 8th house is Aquarius and Saturn, another big planet, so let's see what that means. The other social planet, Saturn, rules responsibility, restrictions, limits, boundaries, fears, and self-discipline. Your Saturn is in Aquarius, meaning you struggle with obstinacy, a superiority complex, and being overly detached. I mean, I have like 4 planets that like emphasize the fact that like I think of myself as the chosen one, which I feel like is a lot of people in my generation. And we all grew up with these chosen one franchises. Star Wars, oh my God, of course. You were the chosen one, Anakin. You were like a brother to me. Does this now make sense why I'm a YouTuber? Does it? Yeah. I feel like, yeah. At least I feel like it's good to be self-aware about these things. Anyway, okay, so we were going to the last 3 planets, and these are 3 of the ones that are more important that people care about. So the first one is my 9th house. My 9th house is my Venus is in Aries, or my Aries is in Venus. I don't know how you say this, but I think it's Venus is in Aries. Yeah. So let me go ahead and check to see what that means. Venus is in Aries, meaning your romantic side is enthusiastic, impulsive, and direct. You fall in love quickly and out of love just as fast. You tend to be forthright and direct with your crushes, even if you haven't confessed. You make a lot of inside jokes, touch and log, maintain eye contact. Let me stop you right there before co-star continues to expose me. You guys get it. So the next one is my 10th house, and I have 2 planets in my 10th house. However, let's go ahead with Mercury and Aries. So Mercury is the planet of communication. It determines how you communicate, talk, think, and process information. It also indicates how you learn. My Mercury is in Aries, which means that my intellect is quick, independent, impatient, energetic, and direct. I think fast and start conversations with enthusiasm. I'm likely to yell. So I guess when I get very overly excited when I'm communicating with people that I'm comfortable with, because I'm pretty quiet with people I'm not comfortable with until I like assess the vibe and see how much I can like be myself or not, you know, as most of us do.
Where am I? You have been summoned to the House of Vibes for your vibe check.
I don't really become very good friends with people that are more extroverted than me, because that means I then like take a step back, and if there's someone that's more extroverted than me, I like let them take over and I like take a break for a while. Otherwise, I'm usually the most extroverted one in my group, and therefore the loudest one, and the one that likes to get a reaction out of people and like be funny and stuff. My last one is Sun in Taurus, which is obviously my main sign, and it is like the overall, I guess, overarching who I am as a person, just in general, without taking into account the little fine details of the other planets in my chart. So my sun is in Taurus, which means I'm fundamentally stable, deliberate, and practical, though somewhat stubborn, as a good Taurus always is. My sensual side takes comfort and pleasure very seriously. I appreciate nice things when they're useful and meaningful, and people appreciate how reliable I am. Makes sense. I feel like I'm very much the mom of the group that takes care of my loved ones and my friends, and I'm very responsible. I'm not so much the one that likes to plan things. I'm a really bad planner when it comes to like dates and outings, unless I already know of a really cool place that could work. But I do like to make sure that people are okay. Like if we ever go to a party and someone's like drunk and about to be passed out, I make sure they don't fall asleep on their back, because if you know anything about people that drink too much and pass out at a party, is that you don't want them to choke, and you gotta make them sleep on their stomach, so if they throw up, they don't choke and die. Yeah. Fun fact! Hope it helps, you know? Help someone out there. Save a life, be careful. I mean, so far, I consider myself a very self-aware person, and so far everything in this reading makes sense. I mean, it goes pretty in depth of like very specific details that I feel like wouldn't make sense for some people, but it makes sense for me, so I don't know. You guys should check this out if you're, you know, interested to learn more details about your personality that maybe you're not so aware of. I hope you enjoyed this, guys. Before this balloon hits me in the face, I would like to thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like down below to make me happy. Comment and let me know what your favorite part was, or you know, if you know your astrological chart, what is your astrological chart? Let me know down below your sun sign, your moon sign, your Mars sign, your Venus sign, all that good stuff. And make sure to share with your friends and anyone that you feel like would like. And definitely don't forget to subscribe, because that's how you show love and support, and I can keep making videos just like this for you guys. I do this for fun, but if one day we get monetized, then that's just like a cherry on top of the fun. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye, love you guys. Mwah.